right? In going to back to lending, in your workbook, you've got a page that says the 5 C's of credit. When bankers go to banking school, one of the things they're taught in terms of making loan decisions are what are referred to as the 5 C's. 5 C's of lending. So let me walk you through these 5 C's. These are the 5 most important things that lenders need to know to make a lending decision. The first C is character. And character refers to your past history, your credit history relating to borrowing money, paying it back. Borrowing money, paying it back. Do you have a character in terms of high character in terms of when you borrow money, do you pay it back? Do you have a history of paying money back? And they're going to look not only at your company's character, your company's history of borrowing and paying back, but in most cases with a small business, they're going to look at you on a personal basis as well. They're going to look at Christine and say, okay, does Christine on a personal basis, whether it was a car, a house, whatever, does she have a good credit history, borrowing money, paying it back? Okay, so that's the first C, character. You have good credit history. Second C is capacity. Does your company have, if you borrow money, do you have the capacity to pay it back? If you're going to borrow money to increase inventory, is that additional inventory going to provide you with the means to pay the money back? If you're borrowing money to expand it into a new market, open a new office, will opening that new office provide the cash to then pay that loan back? Can you demonstrate to me the capacity to pay this loan back? Third C, capital. And by capital, what we mean here is how much money as the borrower are you investing in this need, we'll call it. So let's just use an example. You need to buy a piece of equipment, and that equipment's going to cost, Laura wants to buy a cooler so she can open up her own location, and that cooler is going to cost $100,000. So when Laura goes to the bank to borrow that $100,000, one of the first questions the bank is going to ask is, Laura, how much of that $100,000 are you willing to invest with your own money? Because what the bank wants to know is that you're willing to put something at risk as much as you're asking them to put their money at risk. And for many loans, what they're looking for is maybe a minimum of 10, and maybe as much as 15% of that money coming from you. So if the equipment's $100,000, they're going to look favorably on Laura putting up $10,000 or $15,000 of her own money to accompany that bank loan. And the worst thing that you can say is, no, I'm not willing to put any money in. I want your money. I want your $100,000, but a little too risky for me. That's not what a banker wants to hear. They want to know that you're willing to share some of the risk in whatever you're going to be using that money for. Okay, we call that capital.